Today marks the end of an era in American sports, in football in particular. After 22 seasons, 7 Super Bowl wins, 5 Super Bowl MVP awards, and 3 NFL MVP awards, Tom Brady, the GOAT, has announced his retirement from the NFL. He also leaves with 2 records on his belt, the single-season passing record and the most wins by a quarterback ever, among other records. Brady made the announcement today on his Instagram page after days of speculation surrounding the 44-year-old's future. Former players and teammates around the league sending their congratulations and well wishes. And so joining us now to talk about this important moment in American sports, host of ESPN's First Take, Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A., thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
So, those of us who are football fans, thanks. We assume people are, know who Tom Brady was, but maybe just in general, big picture, what is Tom Brady's legacy, not just in football, but for sports in general?
Well, I think that, from a production standpoint, you have to put him in the same class as somebody like a Bill Russell. For example, Bill Russell won 11 titles in 13 years as a member for the Boston Celtics, although under different and more adverse conditions. When you look at Tom Brady in the modern-day era of football, there's no one like him. He's gotten to 10 Super Bowls. He's won 7 Super Bowl titles, 5 Super Bowl MVPs. He's a 3-time league MVP. He threw for more than 84,000 yards in his career, 624 touchdowns, had a 3-touchdown and 1 interception ratio over the course of his career. And in his 22 seasons as a quarterback in the National Football League, only 1 time did he fail to win less than double digits. That means that he's won 10 or more games in the 21 of the 22 seasons he's played in the National Football League, and never once in his career did he have a losing season. He was class personified. He always gave it all he had. He always mandated that everybody around him do the same. He was considered the consummate leader, and you can travel league-wide and go to his teammates, and you can't find a single soul that has a negative word to say about their time playing alongside Tom Brady. When you think about it from that perspective and the longevity with which his career spans, that's simply phenomenal.
It is unbelievable, and as a Bears fan, I'm acutely aware of how hard it is to make a Super Bowl. But let's just roll some of the highlights here as we look at them. Tom Brady making headlines, throwing to the legendary wide receiver Randy Moss, which gave us a sneak peek of the many years of sort of precision in his throws to come. Later, Julian Edelman make history catching a laser-guided playoff throw right there. Amazing catch from TB12, as he was called. And year 1 with the Bucs brings a Tampa Bay Super Bowl ring, I should say. The stats explosive. Highlight reel is great. For the league, you mentioned he was a good teammate. What kind of example does he set for others in the league? Is he like Jordan? He's the GOAT, obviously. People trying to get after that level. How would you say his leadership in the league is?
Well, first of all, you got to take it from a consideration where you look at basketball. I mean, really, if you've got a couple of great players and you surround them with the right pieces, you can win championships. But in a sport of football, it's far more complicated than that. You've got guys on offense, you've got guys on defense, you've got guys on special teams, you've got a multitude of coaches that you're communicating with, particularly if you're a quarterback, you're answering to the head coach, you're dealing with an offensive coordinator, plus you have a quarterback's coach and what have you. So it's a lot more arduous, to say the least, but yet somehow, some way, Tom Brady, one individual, has won more Super Bowl than any franchise in the history of the sport. No team in the National Football League has 7 championships on their resume. Tom Brady, all by himself, has 7 championships on his resume. And so when you look at it from that perspective, that's just phenomenal. There's no way around that. But then when you look at the class that he's exuded throughout the years, never getting himself in trouble, never in trouble with the law. The only legal matter he really had was something that he provoked when Deflategate took place, and he fought and fought and fought against the National Football League, ultimately suspending him. All of those kind of things may have transpired. And what have you. But in the end, what it comes down to is that he has the greatest resume in the history of the National Football League. He was class personified along the way, and then he capped off his career by departing from 6 championships that he captured in New England with the great Bill Belichick, going to Tampa Bay instead and basically being the quarterback and a de facto GM because they did whatever he wanted to do. And he delivered them a Super Bowl championship in his first year at the age of 43. He was a Hall of Famer in his 40s, just like he was a Hall of Famer in his 30s, just like he was a Hall of Famer in his 20s. That spans 3 decades. We've never seen anything like it.
And Stephen, a final question. That great resume, that success built by a guy who was drafted in the 6th round, I guess, of the 2000 NFL draft. Yeah, I've got a boy who plays football. Patrick Mahomes is his hero. But, you know, Brady was never the most athletic guy on the field. What did he do? What was the secret sauce of his success, do you think?
You know, his mental approach to the game. He was determined. He was focused. He was committed. He was dedicated. He didn't take shortcuts towards his path to exemplary status. All of those things come into consideration. But just knowing who you are and understanding what comes with the aspired position you're pursuing. If you're a quarterback, you don't have to have a six-pack and a chiseled physique and be the most dominant athlete in the world. What you need to know how to do is to read defenses, go through your progressions, and fling that football. And you have to know how to adapt and obviously embrace instructions from the coaching staff, whether it be the head coach or the offensive coordinator. So there's a level of intellect that comes with the position, but obviously it's dedication. It's being in that film room, watching film, knowing who the competition is, understanding what they're going to throw at you, being mindful of all the obstacles and impediments to success that they're going to try to throw in your direction, and making sure that you don't fall prey or victim to that. That was Tom Brady. He basically knew what defenses was going to do before they did it. Every defensive player that I've spoken to in the NFL that went against Tom Brady always talked about how brilliant of a mind he had about the game of football and how so difficult it was to really trick him and fool him into doing things that they want, you know, that he would not want to do. He wasn't a guy that fell prey to that, which explains why he went to the Super Bowl 10 times in his career and ended up winning 7.
A good lesson from my boy and for all of us, really. Stephen A. Smith, thanks for being with us on this end of an era.
All right, and tell your son Rick I said hello. Take care.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.